Oh yeah, he's in like Korg or whatever. He's like,
Yeah, Korg and Fat Soul.
what's the kid's name? He's like, it's something like Dick Boy 69 or something. He's like, he's back, and he's like, Dick Boy 69. This is Thor. That will date that movie in about 2 years.
Hello there, and welcome to Babbling
with the boys.
This is a treat getting to sit here with my good pal Spencer Fleming and talk about these fantastic films and maybe yell at each other a little bit.
Yes, I feel controversies brewing already.
So I literally have 2 written down as my number 5.
You can't do that.
So
you gotta.
I was leaving it up to the last second to see how I felt. Wow. I'm gonna go with 1.
Booksmart. Wait. 5. He said Booksmart.
This movie, even though it's about 2 women, and I'm not a woman.
Really?
More than any other high school movie, I felt a connection. I felt like this is the closest to my high school experience. Just having like a couple of really close friends, you have some fallouts with, and then like going to like these parties, but them not ending out the way that you ever thought they would.
So like Superbad.
Kind of like Superbad, less like cops getting involved and less actually scoring.
Less success rate.
Less, yeah. These 2 female actors, Caitlin Dever and Benny Feldstein, it feels so organic, their kind of comedic chops. Like, it doesn't feel like this script at all. You feel a connection to, like, you feel like you as coming out of high school at our age, you feel such a connection to. And Olivia Wilde, this is her, I'm pretty sure this is like her debut film directing.
I believe so.
And she knocks it out of the park. Like, this is perfectly, there's nothing anything like special stylistic wise, because you're focusing.
It's not flash.
Yeah.
It's not flash.
Really sucks you in. It takes you on this ride. It takes you on this journey with these characters. And you really feel like you've grown over the course of the film. It's a film that you've seen done before, but I think they do it a little bit better than maybe I've ever seen.
Wow, that's a big statement. So you're saying this is like, if not your favorite, one of your favorite like high school.
It's like
comedy
up here with like Breakfast Club and Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, heavens to Bitsy. See, this movie, I really like this movie. This is probably maybe like my 3rd favorite like high school comedy. Like, it's definitely, and that's saying a lot, I think, because it's a pretty saturated market. I think my personal favorite was Dope, but yeah, I feel like it's very genuine. Like, everyone who acted in it, the writing itself, I felt like a very human thing. Like, it didn't feel like adults trying to write for teenagers. You know when you like watch a movie, or like when you watch, I'm not gonna name any shows in particular, and they say things like FML for life, and you're like, what? No one says that. No one says that. Especially the for life at the end, because it already means F my life, or like, what are those? In that, no, they were just like people, and they said things that people would say, and I appreciate that.
You just called out Black Panther right there. About the FML for life. Cough, cough, Riverdale. Cough, cough.
Hey, sir, don't you diss Riverdale. Don't you do it, you hear me? Oh, for number 5. This is a very, like, we're switching directions here. But my number 5 is Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I don't know, if you're watching this on like the highlight reel, it looks like Carson just got stabbed by Braveheart through the esophagus or something just now. Oh, you scum. Okay, here's the thing. Can't give too much away. The cinematography is that's why I said I think I would have benefited from seeing this in the actual theater. It's a French film, and I'm going to try and pronounce the director's name right now, but I barely can pronounce English speaking people's names, so this isn't gonna go well. Okay, so the director's name is Celine. I got the first name.
Celine
Sciamma.
All right.
So it's about this lady who's a painter, and it's like in the late 18th century, and she's like tasked to go and paint this woman who doesn't want to be painted. So it's like, it's a very simple idea. That gets a little more complicated as the movie goes on. And she has to like go to this island and observe this lady and paint this lady in secret after she's done like hanging out with her in the day. That's all I'll say about the plot, because I feel like if I give anything more away, it's better you just kind of let it unravel.
I know that there's some energy that is shared between some people. So it's like that kind of. I'm very interested to see how it plays out.
It's a lot. It's mostly told like visually, which is interesting. Like there's dialogue, don't get me wrong, but the thing that you're talking about is mostly just like conveyed through like a lack of touch, or like and the opposite of a lack of touch.
Did it drag? Was the pacing?
Sorry,
did it keep you enthralled? Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I loved it. I thought the pacing was really good. Mostly because I already like art, I guess. So like the idea of paintings and stuff, I already like. So even when we're just kind of like watching her paint, or like at one point she finds like a painting of another artist, so I guess had like gone to the house to do the same thing, and just like she wouldn't let the artist paint, so like the whole face is just like a smudge. The movie's really good. It's about the gays and about not the gays like the gay people, but like the gays, and how like how we feel about ourselves is dependent on how someone else looks at us, and like what that look means. And it's also about, stuff that I can't spoil. But anyways, it's really good. Check it out. Number one. Ooh, do your shoulders like this? Hey, do your shoulders like that?
Ooh, do your shoulders like that? Ooh, do you
get froggy with it?
Ooh.
Froggy.
Oh, do it! Oh.
Do it till you satisfy whatever it is. 3, 2, 1.
Knives Out.
We're closed. That's the movie you chose over Marriage Story?
That's my number one. Do you not like it or something?
I saw it twice in theaters and I like it, but here's the thing. This is a controversial opinion. I didn't like it as much as everyone else did. I don't mean that in I thought it was bad, but I thought it was good. But like people went crazy over this movie, and I was like, "That's good."
Spencer, why'd you see it twice in the theater?
Because I could see it for free. But like it didn't strike my nipples. Like it straight off ripped other people's nipples off.
It ripped my nipples off right now. I'm telling you right now. This movie, a wholly original murder mystery movie in 2019. Big budget, big cast, big everything. Great movie. How can you not show some goddamn appreciation for it? And then on top of that, it's probably one of the best murder mystery films I've ever seen. Mild spoilers. You see what happens, and you're like, okay, that's it, isn't it? But then it flips completely on its head.
The whole movie is set up to make you think that you are ahead of the punchline.
Yes.
And then you realize that you don't know what the hell's going on either.
Yes. This is a culmination of Rian Johnson's career. From Brick to this, two of the best murder mystery films. One done at the beginning of his career, low budget. One done at the end of the career, starring Ana de Armas, who wasn't big before this, but this was a breakout role. This is a defining role. Chris Evans, breaking out of stereotype. Daniel Craig, giving the best performance you could possibly do after James Bond. Like, this is going to jumpstart his career from James Bond to a whole nother leg of everything he can possibly do. Like, this has opened new doors for
a lot of big things.
My mom was like, Don Johnson's in this? But like, anyway.
And then you were like, yeah. Do you know when you're trying to make your parents watch something that they don't want to watch, and then they try to like show that they're interested by going, oh wow, they're in this? I didn't know they're in this movie. And all they do is start pointing out like the actors, and you're like, I want you to watch the movie.
You just defined my life. Michael Shannon is like the go-to bad guy, but in here he's just like hilarious. He's just like this weird uncle. He's wonderful.
Oh, we're Christopher Plum.
Christopher, shout out to the Canadian himself, Christopher Plummer, the man, the myth, the legend. Between this and All the Money in the World, he's had a great couple of years.
Yeah.
For being at the very ends of his career, he's still pulling out some slobber knockers.
Like for me, it's probably like an 8.5 out of 10, and then for like other people, it's like a 9.5 to 10.
It's like a 9.9 for me.
Holy! Whoa! Is it? Would you say it's one of your favorite movies of all time?
It's one of my favorite movies of this decade. I'm not gonna watch Marriage Story as much as I'm gonna watch Knives Out.
Yeah, because a Marriage Story is heavy. Yeah, so obviously my number one is Marriage Story, mostly because this was like a surprise. But I mean, I was like, Adam Driver, I know Adam Driver can act, because anyone, most of the time, who's in Hollywood can act. So I was like, I'm sure he can act. And I knew Scarlett Johansson could act. And then I was like, let's see what they got, you know? And it's called Marriage Story. Like, it's the most, like, cliche name. Mm-hmm. And then I put it on, and my mouth was on the floor. Literally, I could still taste the carpet. It is an insane, like, amount of craftsmanship and talent behind this film that it has. It's called Marriage Story. Like, why is it this good? Everything in this feels so real, because there's no bad guy, really. Both parties have made mistakes, and they're just trying to, like, keep their kid, you know? Like, it's totally, you want both of these people to see their child. It's a friggin' 9.6 out of 10 for me. That's right. I'm giving Marriage Story a 9.6.
You have very high threshold.
On a scale of 1 to Spider-Man 2, it's the train fight scene from Spider-Man 2.
Wow. That's pretty good.
So it's pretty high up there. It's not the complete Spider-Man 2 movie, but it's pretty close.
As you said, there's no bad guy, but I think the real bad guy is the system of divorce
and the courts and stuff. Yeah,
you have to go through the courts, like as Laura Dern says in it. It brings out the worst in people. It promotes bad behavior. It awards bad behavior.
Well, friggin' Laura Dern is kind of scummy in it, but she says something very true, where she's like, all dads have to do is kind of like show up in the eyes of the court to like be deemed as like a suitable parent, while moms have to be like perfect.
Ray Liotta
versus Laura Dern. I would love to see a fist fight between these two. He felt like she kind of like emotionally shut down. Like even when they talk about him cheating, she's like, you shouldn't be mad that I had sex with someone. She's mad that I shared a smile with someone, which is pretty baller to say. Holy, just punch that lady in the face with his words.
Yeah. But to have that emotional thing of, you are not going to be able to be the father that's there, because you're in the other side of the country. That is one of the most powerful parts of it. There's so many powerful parts of it that just leave you thinking, leaves you hurting.
He gets this place in LA, and like, because he's sharing custody, like this social worker has to come and make sure like it's a suitable environment for a child or whatever. Those things where you're trying so hard to make everything perfect that you're actually making it worse. He does this like stupid game with a knife with his kid or whatever, but he like told his kid like, don't talk about the knife or whatever, and now of course the kid's talking about the knife, and the social worker's like, you play with like a knife with your kid. He's like, well no, it's just a thing, and he accidentally like cuts his wrist open and then it's like bleeding all over the place. She's like, oh, are you okay? He's like, no, it's fine, I'm good.
And then he like passes out.
Yeah, well he like, as she's leaving, he like opens the door for her, and there's like blood like on the door, and he's just like pouring blood, and then as soon as she leaves, he just like passes out on the kitchen floor. All right, everybody, thank you for listening to Babbling
with the Boyz.
I'm Spencer Fleming, and this is just a fun fact. The pants that I'm wearing right now, I don't think they're pants. I'm pretty sure I'm wearing a shirt on my legs that I thought were pants.
How does one do that?
I don't know. I was in a rush this morning, and I guess I didn't look down.
Is there just like a hole?
Yeah, there's like a little collar.
I'm Carl Gervais, and I'm wearing regular pants.
If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, go check out the podcast link in the description.
Go check it out on Instagram and Facebook. Babbling with Boyz. Is that keep it cozy?
Cozy. Oh, I just hit my head. Oh my god.